What mechanisms does the EU have in place to protect its citizens and the bloc in time of war and crisis? The EU wants to be prepared for the fallout of the war between Israel, the US, and Iran. EU foreign ministers warn that an escalation in Iran and the wider region threatens Europeans abroad and the global economy. To prevent the war spillover, EU foreign ministers would activate Europe's crisis toolbox. Their first goal is to protect European citizens on the ground. EU embassies coordinated travel alerts, tracked nationals abroad, and organized assisted departures or evacuation flights. Non-essential staff can also be withdrawn to free resources for emergencies. If the situation worsens, countries can request joint help through the EU's disaster response system. The system pools assets from member states like planes, medical teams, generators, and it is coordinated 24/7 from Brussels to move citizens out fast and deliver emergency support. The second goal is to keep global trade moving and avoid financial shockwaves. Disruption to the Strait of Hormuz, a key oil shipping route, would trigger worldwide economic shocks. Europe already contributes to maritime surveillance missions to protect commercial vessels and keep sea lanes open. But what happens when oil prices spike? The EU can't stop global prices rising, but it can cushion the impact. Countries must hold emergency oil reserves and coordinate releases with the International Energy Agency to stabilize supply. At the same time, the European Commission allows governments to cap energy prices, cut fuel taxes, or give direct cash support to households. There are also longer-term buffers. EU funds help vulnerable households pay bills and invest in efficiency, while energy security plans diversify suppliers, so disruptions like this one hit Europe less severely. Some tools are still missing. Unlike us, oil doesn't have an EU-wide price control mechanism. Coordination between countries on oil reserves is weaker and mostly voluntary. And crisis rules for oil, gas and electricity are still separate, even though real-world shocks hit them all at once. The EU lacks real-time shared data on fuel stocks and flows, making fast collective decisions harder during sudden disruptions. Brussels can't control conflicts abroad, but it does have layers of protection, from evacuation to oil reserves designed to protect Europeans when global crises hit. However, are these tools enough when the next shock arrives? For the full story, read our in-depth coverage on euronews.com.